Okay, so we're back and ready for another deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at a short story all about friendship.
Ooh, friendship. Always a good one.
Yeah, and at first glance, it just seems like kind of a simple feel-good story, but
Mm,
I think there's probably a lot more to unpack here. I'm really excited to kind of get into it with you and see what we find.
yeah, absolutely. These simple stories can be deceptively simple sometimes. I mean, sometimes the ones that seem the most straightforward
Right.
end up being the ones that have the most to teach us. So
Exactly.
I'm excited too.
So to kind of set the scene, this story is about two friends, Ahmed and Ali. And they live in this village. And Ahmed, he's like the smart one. He's very hardworking, clever. Ali, on the other hand, he's kind of the heart.
Okay.
Really kind,
Hmm.
but maybe not quite as, how do I put it, quick on the uptake as
Yeah.
Ahmed.
Yeah. It's funny how so many stories use that kind of like classic contrast, right? Like the brain and the heart.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if that's like a reflection of something about real life friendships. Right.
I mean, it's not always about finding someone exactly like yourself, is it?
Yeah,
Sometimes the strongest bonds come from those differences.
that's true.
It makes me think of all those studies about how friendships that are forged through challenges, not just shared interests, tend to be more resilient in the long run. Like, does that ring true for you? I mean, have you seen that in your own
Oh,
life?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Like, it's when you go through stuff together that it really kind of
totally.
cements that bond.
Makes you wonder if maybe this story is setting us up for some kind of challenge.
Yeah. And speaking of challenges, that's kind of where the story takes us next. So they're headed to this village fair, Ahmed and Ali. And on the way, they encounter this old rickety bridge they have to cross. And the way it's described in the story, it's like this narrow, precarious thing, almost like a visual metaphor for risk, Like the author is purposely putting this obstacle right in their
It's
path.
like foreshadowing, almost.
Right. Because that bridge isn't just a bridge, is it? Symbolically, it could represent any number of things, like a test of their friendship, or
His
maybe
challenge.
exactly a challenge, like a moment of vulnerability where the true nature of their bond will be revealed.
Exactly. And then, as if right on cue, things take a turn for the worse. Ali, he loses his footing on that shaky bridge and falls right into the river.
Oh no.
And it's Ahmed's reaction that I find so interesting. He doesn't even hesitate for a second. He just dives right in after him to save him. And
Wow.
it makes me wonder, is this just a heroic moment in the story?
Right.
Or is there something deeper there?
Yeah. What do you think? Like, is the author saying something bigger about what it means to be a true friend?
Right, that instinct to jump in and help, even when it's dangerous.
I think so. Because on one level, it's just a dramatic rescue. But it also kind of speaks to that like unspoken promise we make to our friends to be there for them no matter what.
Mm.
Like literally be there to catch them when they fall, whether it's an actual physical fall or even an emotional one.
Yeah. And the amazing thing is that their friendship doesn't just survive this, it actually thrives. The story ends with their bond deepening, showing us how facing hardship together can actually strengthen a connection.
That's powerful. I've seen that happen so many times. Like when you go through something tough with a friend, you come out the other side and your friendship is like 10 times stronger.
Yeah, it's like it proves the strength of the bond.
Totally. It makes me think, what does it really mean to show up for our friends when they're going through those tough times?
Yeah.
Because it's more than just being physically present, right?
Right.
It's about offering the kind of support that actually makes a difference and that looks different for everyone.
Exactly. This story is so simple, but it really makes you think about what makes a friendship truly meaningful.
Yeah, it does. And I think it leaves us with an important question. How does this story change the way we see our own friendships?
Yeah, it really does.
What kind of friend do we want to be? Not just in words, but, in our actions.
That's something for us all to think about.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everybody.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.